Today I want to talk about the cooking benefits for your health, mental health, for your well-being, and how cooking can be even very therapeutic. Um, Cooking not only is something that is delicious, something to eat. We don't want to. You don't want to eat out too much. So of course we know the health benefits of the food itself. The food itself, preparing a home cooked meal compared to eating outside the home, that's already in and of itself better for you physically, mentally, emotionally. That itself, the food itself. If you look at the calories on the food you cook at home and the calories of the food that you eat out, there's really no comparison. The health benefits of preparing your own foods, knowing what you're putting into the food, as opposed to going there and just looking at a menu and, let's be honest, most of the stuff that you're going to get is going to have a lot of sodium, a lot of fat, because fat is flavor. So they're injecting a whole lot of different fats, things of that nature, lots of different spices, and really you don't know at all what's being put into the meal. It's served to you, and so there's a great benefit of knowing actually what you're putting into the meals and knowing what you're consuming. So that's one thing. But the process of cooking, and that's really what I want to talk about today, the process of cooking itself is therapy for your mind, for your soul. And so we want to talk about the benefits of cooking. First of all, when you cook, and I've actually challenged some people and I think I shared this with you a few videos before, how there were some people who just restarted cooking again, and even because of this channel, they've gotten back into the kitchen. And so that makes me happy to know that I'm having that type of influence over people. Some of you that I don't know face to face, and then there are some people that I do know live in person that I've been able to help them. And one of the things I see is that it actually becomes a very therapeutic thing for them and a way of expression. See, cooking is art. Cooking is an art. Cooking is creativity. Cooking is trying to utilize this mind of ours to create something out of, here you have the ingredients, and now all of a sudden you're putting all of this together. And so there's a lot that's going on in your mind as you're cooking. There's preparation, there's visualization, you're looking through, we may not understand this as we're doing this, but you're visualizing the final product, what you want the final product to be. You're pouring yourself into that, in that creativity. The same reason puzzles are therapeutic for people. Cooking does the same thing. All right. Some people, they're visualizing the end, the puzzle. They're taking little steps and they're trying to match up different things in order to put all these pieces together. And for some people, I know that they sit at the puzzles and they'll spend hours doing that. But then I think there's one added benefit, or another added benefit as well, that once you've when you step back after you finish that meal or after you finish that dish, there's an immediate reward eating the food. There's an immediate reward. Having people say, yo, this was good. Look, everyone likes to be complimented on their food. All right, everyone is also waiting to hear that. We had a potluck at our church, and there was somebody that made some chicken and dumplings, or turkey and dumplings, and I knew as I tasted it, and she really did a good job with the turkey and dumplings, but she was waiting for a response. So you get those benefits. You get the benefits of tasting it, getting that positive response. Then you also get the ability to share with other people, and then get a response from them. Now, all of that starts. There are chemicals that are going in our brain, in our bodies, endorphins, stimulation. As I stated, visualization. As you're visualizing these things and concepts, this creativity that's being sparked in the brain, and then as you are expressing yourself through food, all of that does well to be able to tap into the you and give you that outlet. All of us need some sort of outlet, and I believe cooking can serve that outlet for some people. Now, I want you to also think of some of the other things. Right now, a big thing is mindfulness. Not just mindfulness. What's the one where the different sounds and things of that nature? It'll come to me later. But think about the process, even cutting, slicing, and dicing. There's I think an ASMR, I believe it is. Let me see if that's ASMR. I believe that's what it is. ASMR. Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. That's it. ASMR. And this is characterized by static-like or tingling sensation on the skin. Typically begins on the scalp, moves down the neck. With the ASMR, they have those different sounds and whispers and soft things and all that, and that are associated with that as well. And help put your mind in a certain state. And I want you to think about cooking, the slicing and dicing. I want you to think about sauteing. Those sounds. I want you to also think about this. The smells. They have smell therapy. They have sound therapy. They have all these things. And cooking incorporates all of those things. You ever just walk into someone's home and go, oh, that smells wonderful. And all of a sudden that starts doing something. We don't always attribute it to it, but it starts actually lifting your spirit up. You're like, whoa, there's an excitement that's in the air. When you're smelling something that's good, when you smell those onions and the peppers and the mushrooms sauteing and some butter and smells good, makes you feel good. Why do you think we call things comfort food? There are certain foods that we eat and they just bring comfort to you. So Thomas Tucker says the sound of frying chicken. Fried chicken, yes indeed. Any frying chicken and you hear that sound? Absolutely. It's getting ready to go down. Fighting Irish, good morning to you. Thomas Tucker, good morning to you. Darmac, good morning to you. Happy New Year to you all. So cooking gives you that way of expression. You hear the sounds, you get the smells, you get the visualization, you get that creativity, and I tell people all the time, okay, you can cook with a recipe, that's fine. I encourage you to do so, but put a little you in it as well. Don't be afraid to throw some things in that may not even be on someone's recipe. You create. You're a creator. You were created to create by our Creator. And so you have those abilities to create. Use those. And they help build your confidence. As I was saying, I've shared with some people some simple basics, getting back into the kitchen, and all of a sudden, man, they're running. I've had some people send me some photos of some of the foods that I've created that they've recreated, and man, that's awesome. That's awesome. I don't even create this food. I've recreated it from someone else, or I've tried a little of this and tried a little of that, and all of a sudden that worked. Or even if it doesn't work, you know not to do that again, right? So I mean, there's a lot that's going on in the mind as you find a way to express yourself through cooking. And cooking is therapy. Cooking is therapy. Cooking is good for the mind, the body, and the soul. It is good for all. Especially as you're eating the right things and cooking the right things, that's going to do well. Thomas Tucker says that he created jerk turkey stew from Christmas leftovers, and he's eating it now for breakfast. Jerk turkey stew, and it's for breakfast. Hey, why are we boxed in? You don't have to be boxed in. You can have jerk turkey stew for breakfast. Yes, indeed. Throw nothing away. Right? So that sounds good. Jerk turkey stew. And someone just made some homemade chili. Fighting Irish said he made some homemade chili for New York dinner. Sauteing the onions. Darmac says that he had prime rib and scallops for New Year. Prime rib and scallops for New Year. That sounds delicious. That sounds yummy. So, but let me read you this. After a long work day, one of my favorite ways to unwind, this is from Psychology Today. At the end of the long workday, one of my favorite ways to unwind is by slicing and dicing vegetables for dinner. The steady chop, chop, chop of my knife against the cutting board quiets my mind and soothes my soul. Cooking is meditation with the promise of a good meal afterward. There goes your reward. All right, your reward. Avid cooks have long recognized the therapeutic power of kitchen time. Preparing a meal is unlike anything else I do in the course of a day, says food writer Ellen Canner, author of Feeding the Hungry Ghost. It's nourishing, centering act that gets me to slow down and focus. I want to add to that as well. Not only is the cooking portion of it. Now I must admit I hate to clean dishes and all that kind of stuff. But when I find myself, even when I'm doing that it becomes therapy. It becomes therapeutic. Wiping down, cleaning. It allows me to just kind of focus in. I mean, I'm not talking about if there's a lot of distractions out and the kids are screaming and this and that. But if you actually get a quiet time to clean, to cook and to clean, man, it actually allows your mind to go different places and to process things and to really focus and meditate and on so many different things. So there's a lot of therapy in the kitchen. And sometimes that therapy looks like a chore, but it's actually a blessing. It looks like a chore, but it's actually a great blessing. So I want to encourage you, 2018, get in the kitchen. Get in the kitchen. Kitchen isn't just for women. It's for men, even for children. Look at the shows right now. Some of these kids amaze me when I see the kitchen contests and all that stuff that Gordon Ramsay does with the kids, and it's just amazing. Some of these kids and the skills that they have, the culinary skills that they have. I mean, they got me beat so much, but nevertheless, hey, get people involved. Allow it to become a new activity for 2018. So I hope that this has been an encouragement to you. I hope that you will utilize this medium of cooking in order to get the mental, physical, emotional blessing and benefits that are provided to you right here in the kitchen. All right. Look, God bless. I'm hoping that you have a happy and prosperous 2018. Glad once again to be back and to have you back in my home. You have a good one. God bless. Take care. Hasta mañana. You know the deal. Ciao.